Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lauren if you're new here, and if you're not new, you're amazing for coming back. Thank you. If you haven't had a chance yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I am really hoping to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and I would love your support. So what are we talking about today? Well, one of my favorite brands of all time is Natasha Denona. So when she comes out with new products, I pounce. So she came out with a new collection and a new eyeshadow palette, which is so exciting. Today we're going to be talking about the My Dream eyeshadow palette and the My Dream cheek trio that have just come out. So what exactly are we getting here? We are getting one of Natasha Denona's midi-sized palettes. So this palette retails for $69. And if you're thinking, wow, the middle palette retails for $69. What does the large palette retail for? Yeah, I don't blame you. They're like $125, something like that, something crazy. But this one's a little more reasonable at $69. Plus it's got paint splatter on it, which brings me back to my high school years, and I kind of love it. I went through a paint splatter phase. I'm not embarrassed, not embarrassed. Now for the My Dream cheek trio, what are you getting with this one? Well, this one costs $48 and you're getting two cream products as well as a powder product. So you have a cream blush, a cream highlighter, and then a glowy powder highlighter for $48. So pretty good palette. Very excited to try these out. Of course, we're gonna do some swatches because I'm dying to know what these look like, and then we're gonna just do a look with it and see what it looks like on the face. I am kind of obsessed with Natasha Denona, so I just wanna throw that out there that I'm probably a little more inclined to be favorable towards this collection, but I will try to be as fair as possible, because if it sucks, right? There's nothing we can do about that. But I don't think it will. I think it'll be good. So my base on my face is already done. I do have a little bit of bronzer on there, but let's go ahead and just try out the cheek products. So the one in the middle is the Glow Cream base, and it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure why it's a base, but let's go ahead and swatch these. We've got the cream blush. Ooh, that cream base is creamy. Okay, so this is the cream blush, and then we have the Glow Cream base, and then we have the powder highlighter. So those are what we are working with today. Super pretty. The Glow Cream base is interesting. I like a good cream highlighter, I really do. And that one is super, super creamy. So first what I want to do is I want to try it on the blush, of course. So it's a cream blush. It's picking up really well. And we're just going to pat that on. Okay, I need more. That was not enough. I think it's picking up pretty well on my brush. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, there we go. It's pretty. So this is the second video that I filmed today, and it's really interesting. I ended up taking off all the makeup that I was wearing from the previous video, and it's definitely left my skin a little bit dry. The previous video I did, I'll link it up there. It's kind of my version of the Shop My Stash videos that are very popular, and it's use it or lose it. And I was using a foundation that I'd had for a while, and it smelled so bad. It smelled so bad, and I had to take it off my face. Normally when I do a video like that, I'll still leave my base products on, but I had to take it all off. Okay, so that blush went on really, really nice. Really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and let's try the cream highlighter on one side and the powder one on the other. This is the cream one. It's really pretty. And these are all picking up really nice on the brush, which is really nice. And then let's do the powder one on this side just to see what it looks like. Oh, okay, very pretty. Definitely a little bit lighter, I would say, but both are very similar in coloring. There's not like a huge difference between them. I would just say the cream one is a little bit more impactful than the powder one, which makes sense. It's kind of how cream works. Tends to be a little more impactful. Put some on my nose. I love it. Okay, so we have cream on this side, powder on this side. I actually like the finishing effects of the cream a little bit better. But again, very similar in coloring, which is kind of interesting. Okay, I need to let my cat in real fast. Be right back. I will say, I do kind of wish that she had put a bronzer in this palette. When I was traveling to Disneyland, I just found my Hourglass ambient light palette to be so convenient because it had a setting powder, had blush, highlighter, and it had a bronzer in there as well. So I was kind of able to pull everything I needed from that palette, minus stuff for my eyes, of course, but everything for my face. So I do feel like if there had been a bronzer in here, it would have been a little more comprehensive. I mean, do you really need 2 highlighters? I mean, I guess it depends on the event and the look that you're going for, but you know, it would have been nice to see a bronzer. Regardless, these all performed really, really well. And I really like that glow cream. Like, that's really pretty. So on to the eyeshadow palette. I know we're all excited. First, let's do some swatches and then we'll get into the look. Okay, let's get into the swatches. We are gonna start, I really don't wanna start with that black. It's gonna get everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna save the black for last, but I'm gonna start with Aspiration and we're gonna go from there. So we have Aspiration, then we have Serenity, Carpe Diem. Okay, so my arm is a little damp, which is why this is looking a little patchy. It's actually not the shadows. I don't know when I got water on my arm. And this is Babies. Her shimmers are so gorgeous. Next we have Instinct. Thrill. Unity. And Risk. Then we have Invention, Vision, Edgy, and Spontaneous. Then we have Nurture, and Familia. Oof, had some kick up, didn't it? And let's go back to the very beginning. Black is Black. And put them back at the top. Oh, that's a good black. Okay, so this is the palette swatch. It's really, really pretty. I think the only one that is kind of throwing me off is this Edgy color, which is this one here. It's just not as dark as you think it would be, right? It's a very, this one's more like, it's got a raspberry sheen to it. Still very pretty. And then 2 of these are Duochromes. I believe these 2 are the Duochromes. So I know Vision is one. and I believe Risk is the other. So let's see if we can capture them. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of see how Vision is appearing green in the mirror. And that's because it's a duochrome. It's crazy, huh? It's cool. Thank you again to the amazing person who left a comment that said, show it off in the mirror and then you'll be able to see the shift. Because you can't see it just on my arm, right? You can't see it in my arm, but you can definitely see it in the mirror. And even when you look at the mirror like this is Vision. Looks completely different, right, in the mirror? Isn't that cool? Super cool. Okay, now that swatches are done, let's do a look. Okay, so I've gone ahead and primed the eye I'm starting with my MAC Paint Pot and Bear Study. And there was a look that I saw under this palette on the Sephora website that I'm going to try to recreate as best as I can. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Instinct and I'm going to put that over my upper lid. We're just going to have fun with this palette because it is a fun palette and I do just absolutely adore Natasha Denona. Kind of looks a little more red than purple, huh? It's interesting. Probably mentioned there was a couple other products that came out with this launch. There was a lipstick that came out for, I think it was $29, and then a lip liner as well that came out at the same time, but I didn't need those, so I did not pick those up. I do have a lipstick that I really enjoy from her previous launch. And I was like, okay, well, that's good. I don't need another one right now. Holidays are upon us, and the amount of products coming out that are grabbing my attention is terrifying. But I'm actually really glad that there are quite a few beauty gurus out there who I watch who get some of these products earlier. And based on seeing how they perform in those videos, it stopped me from buying quite a few of them. So I can't complain about that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to go into Risk and I'm going to put that over, I think in the outer corner. I'm going to kind of just stick that in. We're going to see what this looks like. Kind of fluffing it out. I feel like this is a good palette that you can do like a day to night kind of look. Like you can do something pretty basic. There's enough neutrals in it, but then you can also vamp it up a little bit, if you will, because there's enough darks in there as well, which I love. Okay, next I want to go into, Vision is a Vision. So let's go into her and put this over my eye. And we're gonna just stick it in the middle there. Her eyeshadows are just so creamy. It's such a pretty formula. And that color is absolutely stunning. Stunning. Beautiful. Okay, next I think I want to do something in the corner there. Let's go into Serenity. I'm going to put that in my inner corner. And I knew Natasha wasn't going to disappoint me. Like, don't disappoint me, Natasha. I love you. Love for you is strong. Okay, I'm going to go back into Vision, which is that color that I did in the middle. I'm just going to put a little bit more on. This one's definitely a duochrome, so you're probably not picking up the shift, but it does have a purple to green shift on it. It's very pretty. Okay, let's do one more color. I'm going to go into Edgy, and I'm going to put that in my, I'm just going to put it all over my crease. Well, not all over, but right in my crease. And on the very ends, and see what this looks like. I think this way it'll kind of darken up the look just a little bit. Just kind of what I was going for. A little bit darker than what I normally do. Okay, I am now gonna go into Carpe Diem up here, and I'm going to just put some of that on my brush and kind of blend out the top line there. Just make it a little more blended instead of such a like a harsh line. And I'm also going to go into Carpe Diem and just put it underneath my waterline. This was not the right brush for that though. Brush is definitely too big, but that's okay. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera. It's gonna be just the same as this eye. Put on some mascara, some eyeliner, and then we're gonna meet back here to talk about my final thoughts. Okay, everything is on. What do we think? I really like the look. I really had a fun time playing with this palette. And I do have to say though, if you don't love purple, do not get this palette. Even if you are a lover of Natasha Denona's formula, the purples are so beautiful in this palette that, plus you're paying $69, you're gonna wanna love every single shadow, right? So you have to love purples. You have to be willing to wear purples, I would say, if you wanna get this palette. But I love purples, so it works perfectly for me. Now, in terms of what I thought about the eyeshadow performance, the only thing that threw me off a little bit was that color Instinct. I thought it would be a little bit more purple, but it was almost kind of red leaning. It was like, it wasn't quite as purple and vibrant as I thought it was gonna be. It was still a beautiful color, but not exactly what I was getting in the pan. Also, this Vision color is just absolutely stunning. Let me see if you're supposed to be able to see it in the mirror. So I don't know if you can see that, but it should be reflecting green in the mirror, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, Duochromes are a pain in the butt to capture on camera. I like have mad respect for some of those people that just swatch all those Duochromes and capture them. Like how? What are you doing? But somebody told me in my comments like, oh, the mirror trick. The mirror is how you can catch it. So this color is absolutely gorgeous. It's super fun. So I thought all her eyeshadows were up to par to what I could expect from Natasha Denona. For the most part, they were very creamy. They went on very smoothly. I did have some fallout. There were some colors that are a little more powdery than the other creamier versions. And for example, like Carpe Diem, that one kicked up quite a bit of fallout in the pan, and it did get on my face as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. There's a little bit of fallout. It's not terrible. It's definitely not the worst I've seen, and the creamy shadows don't have that issue. It's just the more powdery formula that you're gonna run into that. Overall, I will always love Natasha Denona, and again, I'm a little more prone to love these because I just love her formula. And because I'm such a lover of purple, this palette is gonna get quite a bit of use out of me, especially during the upcoming colder months. I like to do darker looks when I'm cold. So I'm excited to get more use out of this. The cheek trio, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this yet. Again, just going back to the fact that I don't think you needed the two different highlighters. I think they're too similar in color to really justify having them both, regardless if one is a cream and one is a powder. It just would have been better if like maybe one was gold and one was silver, or one was rose gold, but they're just kind of like the same level of goldiness. There's not enough of a difference, I'd say, to keep both of them in there. It would have been nice to, I don't know, again, have a bronzer. I would have loved a bronzer, or just like a different color highlighter, you know, something a little different. I will definitely use this. I do like the blush quite a bit, and I do like the highlighters, but again, I don't think you needed both of those in this. That's just my opinion though. I would love to know your thoughts on this collection. Let me know down below. Are you gonna be picking this collection up? Have you picked this collection up? Do you like it? I would love to hear your thoughts, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!